I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you
It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast. Listen, folks, we got some issues with Wi-Fi again today, as it is a little wonky. It's cutting out. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it except just try to get by as well as I can. Anyway, we're coming to you live from Vigo, Spain. You can probably hear in the background the cruise director is making an announcement. Have to fuss at Richard. His timing needs to be a little better. But it's been a reasonably busy day for me here today. But let's get started with it. Welcome to the February 5th show, brought to you by Will U.S., the owner of Scoot Around, and chilliescruises, like I say, coming to you from Vigo, Spain. See if I got my throat cleared now. All right, so we do have some headlines today. The lead story this morning, port bridge collapses. We've got a crew member that's been evacuated with a serious eye injury. Carnival Vista moves up departure times. Also today, Margaritaville at sea upgrade. Fog delays Carnival Paradise by 11 hours. Government pledges support for Heathrow expansion, and lots more here at 11 o'clock this morning. Today, folks, is, and Emily, please don't be offended. Today is National Shower with a Friend Day. Now, it's not as kinky as it sounds, folks. National Shower with a Friend Day is a tongue-in-cheek way of educating people about the benefits of filtered chlorine-free water. Don't ask me why, I can't explain that, nor why they call it Shower with a Friend Day, but they did. So, today in history, in 1927, Ruth Fertile was born. Anybody know who Ruth Fertile is?
Dr. Ruth?
She was the founder of Ruth Chris Steakhouses. So, I figure Roger would appreciate that one. If you're listening via the podcast, you're always welcome aboard. You can access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the old fat travel guy. Okay, I've got a couple things to talk about before I get to the story today. My friend Katie Kovelman, who's quite a travel writer, posted an article on Cruise Hive today about cruise ship etiquette and returning dishes to where you got them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know, don't be a chair hog and all those things. There's a bunch of stuff in it. Basically, I agree with Katie's article, with the exception of one paragraph. And that is when she's talking about dishes. She says the exception to taking dishes back where you got them is if you order room service, the cabin stewards usually expect guests to leave their cutlery and dishes in the hallway when they are done and will collect remnants of the meals as they spot them. I took exception to this because I find that one of the most disgusting things in the world and one of the most horrendous barriers for someone in a wheelchair or a scooter have to negotiate around somebody's damn dirty dishes in the hallway. Keep in mind, we can't bend over and pick them up or bend over and move them. And we've already got enough barriers naturally dealing on cruise ships where we've got to get around the housekeeping carts. We've got to dodge people coming in both directions in narrow hallways, and then have to deal with somebody's dirty dishes. No, that should not happen. And Katie is experienced enough writer that she should have thought of this in the article. Here, this is what we're dealing with here. Let's see. Yeah, there's one. Okay, now can you imagine me in my chair? I'm driving down the hallway and I've got to deal with that. And there's not enough room with that tray sitting there to get by it. Or let's say I just dodged a cart, a housekeeping cart, and then come up to that, then I'm stuck. Let's not create barriers for the disabled community, folks. I posted an article. I haven't reread it or edited it yet, but it's posted on the blog about this very issue. What we do is, if we have dirty dishes, they go in the corner behind the door, and then housekeeping can get them when they come in to clean. And they're not out in the hallway where it causes problems for people. And if housekeeping staffs are being taught, and I'm not even sure this is true, but if they're being instructed to have their clients leave dishes out in the hallway, that's wrong. And that's got to be stopped. Period. All right, that's enough of a rant today.
Can I add one thing? My understanding for room service is there's a phone number on the card on the tray that they're supposed to call when they put it out, and somebody will be quickly. If that actually happened, that the people called and somebody showed up and removed the trays within a short order of time, it wouldn't be so bad, but that doesn't seem to happen.
Never.
And Cindy experienced that. She had to maneuver to get over a bump going into the elevator lobby, backed up, and there was a glass right there where her little wheelie wheels in the back smashed the glass. We got broken glass in front of somebody's door.
Yeah.
I knocked on the door to let him know, and it turned out it wasn't even his glass. Somebody just decided to leave it in front of his door. But just think of the number of drunks on a ship. Not only the handicapped people needing the space to be able to drive, but you got drunks that are staggering around along with the ship rocking and just regular people staggering around. It's a hazard.
All right. Okay, so the next thing on the agenda, I didn't do this as a news story, but I thought I'd show you. They released the information on the new Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. This is what it's going to look like. Looking forward to that day coming. Of course, that's several years away before we'll see it. Okay, so out here, Tom today went to church. He did, folks. He went to church in Santiago de Compostela, and this is where St. James was buried. And it is just a gorgeous casino. I only took time to upload those two pictures, but he just got back literally just a few minutes ago. All right, so I've got some news, and we're going to the steakhouse tonight. So I'm going to try to rush through this as quickly as I can, but I'm not too awful late for dinner. So anyway, I'll be back with the news after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. All right, we're going to start off today, folks, in Brazil. A port bridge in Manaus, Brazil, located in the heart of the Amazon, collapsed while P&O Cruise Aurora was docked. The incident occurred at mid-afternoon local time amid sudden strong winds and heavy rainfall. Passengers and crew members who were outside at the time of the collapse were brought back aboard using the local tender boats. As the ship remained in port for 2 days following the incident, local tenders continue operating to ensure all guests and crew could move safely between the vessel and the shore. There has been no report of any injuries or whether people were on the bridge when it collapsed. Authorities in Manaus have yet to provide an official statement on the cause of the structural failure or potential casualties. A crew member aboard the cruise ship Diamond Princess was airlifted after suffering a serious eye injury while the vessel was sailing off the coast of New Zealand. The emergency occurred while the ship was en route from Brisbane to Auckland. The Northland rescue helicopter successfully coordinated the medical evacuation in response to the severity of the crew member's condition. Authorities have not disclosed the nationality or position of the injured crew member.
We have the equipment you need to stay mobile. Whether you need a wheelchair, scooter, power chair, rollator, oxygen, or other pieces of mobility equipment, Scoot-Around, powered by Will, can help. Once you've booked your rental, we can deliver it to wherever you need. For your mobility needs, contact me or call Scoot-Around at 888-441-7575. Use SRN 11137 for the best rates.
This is about episode 15 of this story. This is about episode 15 of this story. The list of Carnival cruise ships that will be setting sail earlier than originally scheduled continues to grow. And at this time, it's Carnival Vista that will be heading out to sea 30 minutes sooner than expected. Guests booked on upcoming sailings between March the 2nd and going forward have received notification that the ship will be departing at 3:30 p.m. rather than 4 p.m. as originally scheduled. This impacts a total of 113 cruises, included all the ship sailings from Sunday, March the 2nd, published and available bookings in 2025, 2026, and 2027. So far, Carnival Cruise Line has adjusted a total of 1,030 sailings. Now, Carnival Legend and Carnival Venezia are both added to the list, but in more unique ways than booked guests need to be aware of, so there is no confusion about the departure times. Margaritaville at Sea is set to transform its first vessel, Paradise, into a true seafaring utopia with an array of upgrades and experiences beginning this spring. Guests joining the 3-year-old cruise line's voyages from Port of Palm Beach in Florida in late March will be the first to uncover Margaritaville at Sea Paradise revamped dining and beverage options, new entertainment, and its new port of call. Reimagined during venues combine Islanders' popular hemisphere dancer craft spirits, offering crafted cocktails in a cozy piano lounge setting, with the brand new Far Side Sushi, a specialty dining option providing a diverse menu of sushi rolls, small plates, and noodle dishes. Additional updates include a reinvented Port of Indecision buffet, incorporating Frank and Lola's pizza as part of the upgraded all-inclusive experience. Other notable enhancements include updated poolside bars, the license to chill, and the adults-only 12-volt bar, along with the JWB Prime Steakhouse, which will continue offering an upscale dining experience with new menu items and wine pairings. Beyond drinks and dining, Paradise will also feature a new yet not ready to reveal live entertainment lineup along with a refresh of its guest rooms. Currently sailing a series of 3 and 4 nightly roundup itineraries that reach Freeport, Key West, and the ship now adds Nassau to the lineup. The air passengers will get to visit the Margaritaville Beach Resort with priority access to the resort's amenities that include the Fins Up water park. The only problem I have with Margaritaville at sea, I think it's great that they're doing all these upgrades. I just hope they do something with accessibility. I love the ship, I love the vibe, but they got to make it more accessible for the disabled community. Here's a special offer from Chilliescruises. Join Nate in Brazil on the MSC Grandiosa sailing from Santos on February the 22nd. Double occupancy starts at $227 per person, solo from $309. Book now. Call or text me at 434-258-9264 and join Nate in Brazil. Carnival Paradise was forced to remain outside the entrance to Tampa Bay when unusually heavy fog clouded the entire region long past the planned time for the ship to arrive back at Cruise Terminal 3. It wasn't until after 4 p.m. in the late afternoon when Carnival Paradise was finally permitted to begin transiting up Tampa Bay to the cruise terminal. She was able to dock at approximately 7 p.m., with debarking beginning immediately thereafter. At all cruise terminal arrival appointments for the next sailing, a 5-night Bahamas itinerary to Bimini and Nassau, were delayed by 11 hours, with the first appointments beginning at 9 p.m. The last guests were checking in to the cruise terminal between 12 and 12:30 a.m. Tuesday morning. The government has confirmed it will back expansion at Heathrow Airport via a third runway. Chancellor Rachel Reeves confirmed her support for the project during a speech in Oxford. I can confirm this government supports the third runway at Heathrow and is inviting proposals to be brought forward by the summer, adding the government's aid was for formal permission to be granted by the end of this parliament. There's no better way to escape the winter blues than a trip to Orlando or Disney World. If you've got a vacation booked in the next few months, you can save big when you rent a scooter, wheelchair, or power chair. Scootaround provides rentals for Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, and a lot more. Orlando Mobility Rentals are 15% off until... There's no better way to escape the winter blues. All right, guys, my apologies for the ongoing audio issues. So let's jump over to the chat room and see who's with us. That ends the news portion of today's show, by the way, folks. I'm not even sure that story came out entirely about Heathrow expansion. Evelyn's with us. Good to have us. I need $500. You came to the wrong place. This is a travel and cruise industry news show. Wow, there's one I can't possibly pronounce. Hello, there's Mike. Good morning, Mike, or good afternoon, actually. Katie says, hello, everyone. Mianik Elfie, how are you doing? Doing great. Graves Matthews says, handsome. Wow, that sounds like a sex bomber. Mike speaking. There's Roger down in Jacksonville. There's Viv. Hi, Viv. Are you warm? Actually, it's been a lovely day today. It got up to about 60. Yeah, much better than it's been. I did not go off the ship but it's been really, really nice here in Spain today. Did Thomas Jefferson ever visit your farm? Well, at one time he owned the land, so there's probably a good chance. Ruth Wooded used life insurance to buy Chris Steakhouse. Okay, that's good to know, Roger. Katie says, good to see you, Roger. There's Emily. Hello, Emily. Gretchen's with us out in Ohio. Hi, y'all. Enjoy your dinner tonight. Yeah, going to the steakhouse tonight. Looking forward to it. As a matter of fact, I'm supposed to be there at 5:30. Hot Air Tom needs to get going. Steve's with us out in Kentucky. Hey, Steve. Katie says, have a beverage for me. I'll do that. Todd says, good morning to everybody. Good morning, Todd. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Again, I hate to cut things short, but yeah, it's the steakhouse. It's the steakhouse. So, all right, guys, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising. Hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you on Friday. Same time, same channel. Thanks for being here, guys. See you next time.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chilliescruises.